Oh my god, Helen!
And Vince Gilligan did it again. 2 episodes in, and we'll bet our lives that 2025 is going to end with pure cinematic sorcery. Yep, this man is nothing less than a magician, and Pluribus is the new rabbit out of his hat. Fans of Gilligan lost their shit when the teaser dropped with Rhea Seehorn gracing our screens in all her damn glory, but this time she can't call Saul no matter what because the human race is on the brink of extinction. Seehorn once again finds herself in the familiar lanes of Albuquerque, New Mexico, but this time in an apocalyptic setting, and one fine night, her life is turned upside down. If we have to put it in a genre somehow, Pluribus is a mind-boggling sci-fi horror because, honestly, just like our protagonist, we have no clue what the fuck is happening, like, at all. But, unlike her, we're absolutely digging the mayhem. Underneath the outstanding camera angles and audio, which are Gilligan staples, we believe everyone has tons of questions about, well, everything. However, let's take it chronologically and try to decode Helen's sudden death. Before we get into this explanation, we do have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to the channel. It's a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Helen? We're introduced to Helen through Carol Sturka, played by Rhea, who's a best-selling author. Carol has made a name for herself by, according to her, spewing nonsense in her book series Waikaro, a historical pirate-themed romance. Helen happens to be Carol's manager, who organizes every tour and book reading, and even protects her from overwhelming fan frenzy. However, that's not all. Helen is Carol's romantic partner in private, and the two share a deep love and understanding, with Helen coming across as the more responsible and wiser of the two. She's the one who consoles Carol when she finds it difficult to understand the purpose of her job and encourages her to listen to her heart and write whatever she wants. The moment you begin to root for them and start getting butterflies at Rhea Seehorn's ultimate mommy energy, the love of her life dies. Hence begins Carol's journey in this roller coaster of a series, alone, grieving, and trying to make sense of whether she's stuck in a nightmare. Why did Helen fall down? The couple came out of a bar to get a smoke when Carol happened to witness peculiar white streaks in the sky, as if various jet planes had crossed the heart of a midnight blue canvas in perfectly aligned parallel lines. In no time, she notices a man hitting his truck into another car in the parking lot and rushes to help him, only to discover that he was having a seizure. Bewildered, Carol calls out to Helen for help, but as soon as she looks behind, she realizes that Helen's body has started having seizures as well. As we later see with the others who were spasming, many of them didn't move away from their positions. They froze in whatever state they were in, as if someone had suddenly cast a spell and turned them into statues mid-action. However, some fell over, including Helen, who fell flat on the back of her head. There's no rocket science to a person having a seizure and falling, but many of them fall after a considerable amount of time. Carol first witnesses the driver, then Helen, and then goes inside the bar where she sees others falling as well. That must have taken at least a couple of minutes, but with Helen, it was a matter of seconds at best. We don't get any information about Helen's personal life or whether she suffered from any health conditions which might have affected her more severely than the rest of the people, and as usual, we've taken on the responsibility of speculation. Personally, we think Helen was either physically weak or had some underlying health condition, or she might have been tired from handling the tiresome book launch. That might explain why she chose not to drink and went for a simple Coke, because even if she couldn't have driven back home, they could have always called a cab. Helen's choice of drink is especially interesting because she was the one who was more eager to celebrate Carol's new novel, yet didn't let herself get loose. I mean, could that just be about driving? Or was the woman a little too concerned to not further exhaust herself? Also, it could have been jet lag, which somehow affected Helen more than Carol, and thus, when this weird incident occurred, she was more susceptible, which caused her to lose balance and fall backwards. Did Helen die because of a head injury? That is absolutely possible and would be the only reasonable answer to all the random chaos that's overtaken the world. Helen did fall pretty hard on concrete and might have suffered a severe concussion. It's entirely possible with timely medical intervention, Helen could have survived. But with Carol's desperate attempt to save her, with all the hasty movement and jerking the already injured woman endured, it probably worsened the head trauma. By the time they managed to reach a hospital, Carol's convulsion had somewhat waned, along with the others, and she appeared to be fighting for her life in pain. Helen smiles painstakingly at Carol for the last time, further emphasizing the medical drama at play here. Did Helen die because of someone else's negative emotion? In episode 2, we learn that Carol is among the 13 other people who haven't fallen victim to the insane hive-like collective consciousness which has shrouded all other individuals on the planet to the point that they've lost their individuality. Everyone is everyone. I guess that's the simplest way to put it. However, we further learn that the 13 untouched people can affect this networked mindset in a rather horrifying manner. This twisted game of unified minds prevents the remaining people from expressing their anger at the now changed, monstrously happy people. The negative emotions of Carol, or for that matter, anyone who's still sane, might affect the synchronized sentience in a rather harmful and potentially even fatal way. This is where I paused and lit a cigarette because what on earth is Gilligan doing to us? As it turns out, Carol's outburst killed 11 million people who were already transformed. Now, let's rewind to the first episode when Helen was jerking. Once they reached the hospital, Carol saw the others spasming similarly, but Helen was still alive and still moving. She stopped, right on time with everyone else, before taking her final breath, which brings us to yet another theory about her death. There's a 1 in 1,000 chance that someone, somewhere among the other 12 members, started yelling or losing their shit about whatever was happening. Because now we know that the process started quite a few days back before it hit Albuquerque. Given that Helen was already wounded, she took the fall of an unknown person's rage and died, unlike the others who didn't. See, we don't really know how any of these 13 people's frenzies are affecting the altered people, and who exactly is dying for whose wrath. The negative emotions surely don't kill everybody, but picking on apparently random beings or choosing them via some unintelligible mathematical code, because hey, we do have astronomers involved here. Sadly, maybe Carol was selected as some digit on a computer because she was already an easy target. Marvelous verdict! Honestly, it's a whole bunch of hows and whats here. All we can do is rack our brains trying to find the meaning of whatever has befallen humanity. We're sure there are various other reasons Helen might have died, but these two fit oddly into the narrative. Indeed, she could have died from a simple lethal injury, and there's no madness crawling in that. However, since the entire 2 episodes have been nothing but madness, it's a little difficult to accept that the woman died in such an accidental manner. Let us know your thoughts about Helen's death in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Otherwise, don't forget, yellow is the new black.